Hello, dear viewers. Thank you for joining me today. Tarot Mom here, my new moniker. Well, I would like to read on something I have not read on yet. The origin of the pandemic. I think I've avoided reading on it because it's sort of like, well, however it got here, it's here. But it really is a question worth asking. So I'm going to read on that, and also on Charles Lieber. Preston, who is a viewer, asked me to read on him as well. He is the Harvard scientist who has been arrested. He was arrested on charges of lying, I think, to the Department of Defense about being a strategic scientist for the Wuhan University lab. Very odd, right? And he hasn't been sentenced. The trial actually hasn't even occurred. He has lymphoma now. So let's see. Let's first ask about, did this occur naturally? Did this just occur naturally out of the wet market, say? We'll ask source for accurate and helpful information. Well, we do have the Tower. We have the press there with the Queen of Swords. It's been widely reported, right? The Tower happened, and widely reported that that's where it came from. But we have the Chariot sort of like pulled forward. Maybe two possible explanations. Okay. Let's see. Let's ask about, there's another theory that this was a virus that was at a Wuhan lab and accidentally leaked. And apparently searches of that lab were very shallow. They were not in depth. They were, the World Health Organization got criticized for not doing an adequate investigation of the origin of this. So possible that it leaked from the lab. Let's see what source has to say. Well, if it did, it was part of fate. We've seen this Wheel of Fortune, the pandemic occurring. Oh, not that source wants it to occur, but it's something that has brought in a new era, has helped to bring in this new era that's been coming in. We have the Four of Wands. The White House knows. We have the Nine of Swords. Anything else, source? Magician, manifestation, sun, the bright light of the sun on it. It's very possible. It's really very possible with those cards, I feel like. It really is. Apparently that lab had collected many viruses in bats. That was a source of study. Let's ask, was it purposely released? Which is a really interesting question. It's hard to fathom why. But yet, other countries have suffered, especially the U.S., have suffered more loss from this than China, partly because China was capable of locking it down, locking their people down so it didn't spread so much. Ace of Swords, the truth is offered. Queen of Cups and the Justice card. Three of Swords. Page of Wands. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. No, I'm not feeling it. I think the Justice card is the Justice Department looking into it in the U.S., right? Perhaps it's something like that, U.S. looking into this. But the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands. See, now that's not a sneaky plan. You know what I mean? That's not a. We didn't get the Seven of Swords. No, I don't think it was purposely released. Accidentally? That looks more likely to me based on the cards. Let's get more. Yeah, like foolishness. Hmm. Of course, that can be just talking too. I know we get the World card because I know sources telling us that we will beat this. The world will beat this, and that is a good thing. Not to say it's completely stomped out, but we'll beat it. But let's ask about Charles Lieber then, the Harvard professor. So does he know something about this? There's an agreement made. There's 3 coins, sort of like making a deal in the dark. There's the Ace of Wands. Again, truth wanting to come out. Again, truth wanting to come out. Yeah, I think he does. I think he actually does. But I feel like the deal in the dark would be, how do we keep the truth from coming out? I know that a bunch of people in that lab apparently got sick in September. That's why people wonder if a technician didn't get infected with this accidentally, or a scientist. There's a little manipulation, learning, Tower. Okay, well, yeah, even the scientists are learning. Even the scientists are learning. And perhaps learning about better protocols, and perhaps learning about how to, just when they think they've got all the protocols down and all the procedures down, there may be reason to look at that again. How about Lieber? What's his fate? Ten of Coins. There are a lot of scientists, I guess, in support of him, saying they feel that the U.S. government may be sort of limiting his work, or it might have a chilling effect on scientists' ability to study what they need to study, and regardless of which, collaborate with other scientists and other nations, that kind of thing. He's quite worried, but he does have some stability here. And 3 of Wands. He's still looking out for the future. If this stability suggests to me he's not going to jail or anything like that. He's not going to jail or anything like that. Even if, yes, he did lie, he'd probably get probation or something. Yeah, he's not going to jail. Will we ever know for sure? That's a good question. Will we ever know for sure? We'll learn more about it. There's that Chariot again, isn't there? But that's sort of like the 2 theories being brought forth. There will be a conclusion made. The 5 of Swords. And you know what I think that could, but then 2 people walking away. So we have 2 Sphinxes, 2 people walking away there. There will be a conclusion made, but I think it will be inconclusive. It'll be a conclusion that's inconclusive. So no, we never will get the final word on which it was. But I do go back to my sense of the matter all this whole time, which is, well, however it happened, here it is. We're all dealing with it together. And this was predicted. As our population grows, It's almost inevitable that there would have been some sort of pandemic, some sort of virus that would be harmful. Yeah. So anyway, let's ask about, should we worry about a pandemic, a similar pandemic in the future? Let's ask about that. What's my intuition say? My intuition is strong. My intuition says there will be, but it will be controlled. The Justice card, keeping things balanced and even. Yeah, there's another Tower. 2. So we have 2 swords, 2 scales. Oh, that could be 2. That could be 2. But then balanced. You know, not all of the pandemics that have hit have spread far, right? You know, think of SARS and MERS and Ebola. Very tragic for the areas that were affected, but they didn't spread globally. So I think that's the kind of thing we're looking at next. That's what my intuition says. All right. Well, Source, anything else we should know about this? Some of looking at where did this come from is not helpful. It's 5 of Cups. It's, looking back. Knight of Cups. Just the fact that the lab is suspected is enough for the laboratories investigating pathogens like this to really review how they keep them safe, And yeah, there's some manipulation involved here. The government, yeah, even governmentally. I mean, what would it do for relations between China and other countries to, to affix blame somewhere? What would it do? It wouldn't really help. I do believe it was an accident. I do. Yeah. One way or another, it was an accident. This virus, though, is quite odd. The fact that it attacked older people and not younger. I mean, just the specificity of that. Very rare, very unusual. I have wondered, were they collecting it or engineering it? Was there some thought that perhaps they could use it to solve a problem? Because, China, with its one-child policy, is going to have trouble taking care of its elderly, and many countries will. Could it have been helped as a possibility? Was it engineered? Pregnant with the possibility. I don't think it was engineered, but pregnant with the possibility. I did ask about possibility. 8 of Coins are learning. It was more like we're learning. 5 of Cups. Yeah, that would be too much loss. They weren't about to use anything like that. But it seems to me like a lot of viruses were held and studied. Potential for usefulness considered, even if they weren't about to use any of them, Possibly then. That would be too cruel. And viruses cannot, no, they never would have used it. Viruses cannot be controlled. We found that out. They mutate. Right. May we become a much more loving and gentle society, empathetic for all. Every society, the strength of every society can probably be measured by how it cares for its most vulnerable. I think that's very true. So may we all become stronger in that way. Well, I thank you all so very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for the questions, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.